When the internet is static, siloed, or too unpredictable to deploy latency-sensitive applications, the need to rebuild the internet from the edge is becoming more salient. But how is the internet evolving to accommodate real-time immersive experiences? The internet has evolved to pave the path for a grid that enables virtualization and stitching of edge resources together across multiple clouds and locations. Open Grid Alliance, OGA, aims for a globally distributed, multi-dimensional fabric of heterogeneous compute, data, and intelligence to enable context-aware, immersive, and distributed modern applications, anytime, anywhere, on demand. VMware and Vapor.io have co-founded the Open Grid Alliance, OGA, for democratization of the edge. Enhance collaboration and open architectures by scaling the edge horizontally and expanding small edge data centers. Multi-Cloud Services Grid, MCSG, is industry-first, real-world implementation of the grid. A multi-cloud framework that enables hyper-composed applications, dynamically composed applications with the right type of resources in the right amount, in the right place, and at the right time, with intelligent optimization across all 4 dimensions at all times. The MCSG is a joint collaboration of VMware and Vapor.io and is baselined on a software substrate formed with integration of VMware Telco Cloud Platform with Vapor.io's Kinetic Grid platform. VMware provides a multi-cloud services exchange, enabling creation and operations of hyper-composed applications with 1. Data center without borders. Distributed abstraction overlay stitching heterogeneous data center infrastructure in a logical pool of resources. 2. Distributed control plane. MCSG allows us to distribute the control plane and application wherever it makes the most sense. 3. Adaptive policy engine. AIOps for resilient multi-site operation of distributed applications. Vapor.io's Kinetic Grid platform lowers the cost and complexity of implementing next-generation applications by offering low-latency infrastructure that provides edge-to-edge networking, interconnection, co-location, and intelligence. The Kinetic Grid's real-time intelligence system, SINS, provides critical telemetry to VMware's adaptive policy engine, which consumes and analyzes the data to self-adapting optimizations for workload placement and high availability. We will demonstrate how VMware Telco Cloud Platform churns infrastructure telemetry into end-to-end AIOps for the data center using the Vapor.io Kinetic Grid. The Kinetic Grid platform shows both sites as operational. Workload migration requires setting up a cluster. Adding 2 nodes corresponding to Dallas and Atlanta. And then deploying application. We can see that the application is already deployed on the sites. Now, imagine that one of the sites, Dallas, encounters a problem. Using telemetry data from the Dallas site, the Kinetic Grid shows the temperature rising. VMware's adaptive engine detects a rise in temperature by communicating with the SINS API at the Dallas site. Due to the rise in temperature at the Dallas site, TCOps receives an alarm notification. The adaptive engine immediately sends a notification to TCA to trigger the workload migration. Finally, TCA relocates the Kubernetes pods from Dallas to Atlanta. Kinetic grid shows that the workload was migrated successfully from Dallas to Atlanta. In our demonstration, we detailed a method to connect two distinct markets, Dallas and Atlanta. By using performance-sensitive fabrics, logically eliminating distance. VMware Multi-Cloud Services Grid offers several benefits to its users, such as data center without borders, hyper-compose grid services on demand, reduced downtime as we continue to orchestrate, increased efficiency with lower operating costs, redundant and resilient, predictive management, quick service, accelerate service time with higher performance and lower latency. Take the first step towards bringing the data center closer to you. It's time to build a virtual data center on your own with VMware Multi-Cloud Services Grid.